Hello everyone, Hans Hoegren here. I've not been around last week because I was a bit ill. Still kind of am, but I figured I'm gonna give it a shot anyways. I'm going to go about something today that I like to call convenient agreement, or convenience agreement, however you want to name it. And it's sort of also in line with something for next week. It's gonna be just regular conflict aversion. So where to begin? Oh yeah, first of all I want to thank LT God and the Antlered One for inviting me on their podcast. It's a lot of fun. I hope that everyone who has listened in and is going to continue listening in is going to take a lot of value and some entertainment, perhaps some relaxation out of it. But foremost, heed the message is to undertake action. It's also one of the reasons why I want to go into these two topics for this week and next week. So convenient agreement. Yeah, it sort of says itself what it means, doesn't it? It's just to agree because it's convenient. Why is that? Because people tend to be in this modern society overworked. They tend to be too tired. They have so many responsibilities and tasks that is when you think about it, it should not be expected of any regular person who wants to live their life. To be taxed with all of that, to be burdened by paperworks and all these hoops to satisfy people who I guess love nothing more than to put such tasks and misery upon those as they consider them beneath them. Yet we kind of vote for them time and time again for some reason. I wonder what's up with that. Well, perhaps it has to do with convenient agreement. Because at some point people are just going to want to ask, or excuse me, they just want to be left alone. Don't you? I know I would like to be left alone by people that I've never met in real life who have all these expectancies of me. It's not really an agreeable structure, I would say. To have to be in service from birth, basically, to a system that is only convenient for a handful and leaves the others to, what would you call that? Work themselves to death, or work themselves throughout life with, what maximum joy they can wrest through, to resting. Is that life? Is that what we want for ourselves and for those after us? I don't think so. I don't think any sane person would. I don't think anyone except the handfuls who are advantaged by this would say, oh yeah, good deal. I would like to say no deal, but that's me. Fortunately, I'm just the one dude at this moment. Well, that's not true. There are many who disagree with this. But here it is, convenient agreement. Do you dare to disagree? And instead of saying at the end of the evening, when you have taken the children from school, you've come home, you've eaten, you've washed yourself, you've done all the simple things, then to just want to lie down in a couch and wait for it all to rinse repeat tomorrow, and then just hoping for that glorious weekend where you're gonna have like not even 2 full days of rest. That's isn't that a bit is that how we want to live? Out of 7 days, 5 of them in service to getting just enough to eat and drink and have some shelter. And even then you may be at risk of it running out on a monthly basis if you're a bit unlucky, or if society goes upside down as it now has been for a few months. But why do we not see more disagreement of that? Well, there's many reasons. I think the most productive people on this planet, or one, I'm probably lying, is being beset. But that's something perhaps for another time. This just kind of plays in with that. And it is that people do not have the energy to get angry anymore for the treatment they have been given by those who have been entrusted with a lot of societal responsibility, who only use that given power to convenience themselves, maybe convenience themselves in the end. And I'm not really interested in who is all behind the curtains really doing it or whatever. We still agree to go along with it, and that's the true problem. Because it's convenient, because at the end of the day, when you're absolutely knackered, you want to lie down, and you don't want to hear about all the wrongs in the world. You do not even want to hear how you can improve your own situation, because many have actually gotten accustomed to the misery. Rather depressed, rather sad, than to say, no, I've had enough, I'm gonna find another way. Rather even say, oh, I enjoy all of this. But then at the evening they complain about their aching backs, their aching knees. They complain about about being tired, about having to deal with this guy or that woman or whatever it's gonna be, who they would have never met if it weren't for this system. Having to spend more hours a day away from your family than with it, is that healthy? How on earth did we ever allow ourselves to fall for that? And that we can appease ourselves with the latest high-tech gadget, or a new car, or going on vacation. That's actually a very big one, particularly about with young women. I noticed this insane obsession with travel. It's like, you do realize you're trying to run away, right? Yet you run away, but you come back hopefully for your family and friends. So shouldn't that be telling you something? But it is convenient in the moment to say, no, it's not my problem. No, I'm too tired. Oh, it's just me alone. Or it's just a handful of us. All these excuses. All these pathogens that beset our minds. All of us, me included. I'm just one of those guys who is trying to do something against that. It's one of the reasons why I make these videos. Can I add something to that? I really just wanted to lay it out a bit. Can I bring something? I think it's just worthwhile to talk about this with friends and family and to decide, guys, is this really the way? And look for alternatives. Ease the burden of money, for example, and that can actually set you free. It really can. Example, maybe? This is just one of the things I once had to hear. A friend of mine spoke about a woman, well, a couple he knew. Man and husband, husband and wife. They both went to work. And the child had to go to daycare. So, in terms of money, I'm not even going into them being away from their child, which is bad enough in my opinion, for 8 hours a day, if not more. Excuse me. It's... Shall I go into it? Yeah. So the woman and the man go to work, and they both have to spend her complete wage, what she keeps after everything that's taken from her by the people we vote for some reason, left or right, to the who really cares? After what she, gives away immediately without being allowed to even eat, clothe, feed her baby, she gives all of that away, what she keeps for herself, and then her husband also has to keep some of it, has to pay some of it for the daycare. And when presented with the solution of, but oh, hold on, why do you go to work? Why don't you just stay at home? Well, we have to work, don't we? Well, I'd like to think that you work because you want to earn resources so you can live. But it seems that this system, in this case, specifically, and I think for many others, is actually making your life more difficult. How do you mean? You give your entire wage to this daycare, plus your husband has to give some. Why don't you just keep your child with you, where it belongs, with mom, and actually also with dad, but dad really has no other choice because someone has to earn the money. And in this system that means that you as a man also have to be away from your family, which is also not how it used to be. And then you even have some money left, because then dad's pay that goes into the daycare goes into something else. New toy for the baby, maybe. Something educational, hopefully. Not no new cartoon saying how evil he or she is for being from a certain people or whatever. But I think a lot of people live in a situation like that, and it can apply to many things. Maybe some people go to work because they need to pay for food. Well, what if you have a garden? You grow your food in it. Now suddenly you do not need to work there. And as far as the argument goes of, oh, my pension, my retirement, have you had gotten a good look at people who are in retirement right now? Even the ones who aren't mistreated or live in destitute in those centers, and that's a very polite way of putting it, I would say, away from family, to wither away, is that so much better. If you can just we're all gonna get old, we're all going to go to the afterlife, you might say. That is nature, and that's fine. But to be in this continuous state of fear of I need to earn, because then I can get caught up by systems in place, systems run by people who don't care about you. Is that smart? Yeah, coming back to the point. There is so much perhaps that we can do, and I'm just speaking about individuals here, but what if as communities we start doing that? Barter. Someone grows potatoes, another guy grows carrots, another guy, exchanges a skill for I don't know, a pound of carrots. And then no more annoying system that sucks out the life from you. Going to make this part 1. Going to go into part 2 in a moment. Stay with me, guys.